Good morning, everybody. Welcome to NinjaTrader Live. My name is Jim Cagnina. I am Senior Market Strategist. Welcome. Pharm, sunny Arizona is joining me today for this late start here on the network. Remember, this week, Monday through Thursday, will be starting at 9 o'clock, Friday, regular 8 a.m. start for this extended holiday week. Pharm, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself, Jimmy?
Pretty good. I hope the 4th was wonderful.
Yeah, we got up north a bit. I mean, it was nice leaving. I mean, it was like 110 last week in Phoenix, and it was like 55 at night up in kind of northeastern Arizona. So pretty nice to be able to drive just a couple hours and get out of the heat for sure.
Yeah. So no blood red shirt today, but a maroon shirt. What is that telling us?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not intending to channel blood today. It just happened to be the clean shirt that I had. But I mean, you never know if the algorithms are going to pick up on the fact that I'm wearing a red color. And that's probably what's causing this sell. It's definitely not the fact that we hit 63.15. It's the shirt.
Yeah. So when you entered the green room, that's when the sell-off happened. It makes total sense.
Yeah, it's a thing. What can I say?
It certainly is. Well, I'm not going to write this week off. I mean, I think, we already had some decent volume today in the S&P, 121,000 contracts traded overnight, small range, 24 handles, high to low. And we have, all eyes are on, tariffs and trade wars and all that stuff. So the excitement just will not go away.
Yeah, for sure. And it would be nice to get a little additional volatility and not necessarily to the downside, but widen out ranges a little bit. I mean, again, really the only trade in the last couple of weeks that I would say that, I was super interested in was that NQ long for Wednesday. I mean, I take day trades every day, but, scalping narrow ranges, not really my thing. And so once you've taken out a prior day's low, you're sort of expanding range just a little bit. And it opens some fantastic trades, which still would be favored on the long side for quite some time here.
I got it. So you're feeling the same way, even going into this week.
Yeah, at least hopeful that we get some widening ranges. But I do think there's a possibility here. There's a little bit of a window, especially we don't have it up on my chart, but the 2024 yearly VWAP +2 standard deviation had been big all of 2024, and we basically came up and tagged that I'm going to mix up my days big time. I guess that was Thursday, the half day session. So we've come into some big spots here. It's a little bit extended. It would make sense for us to cool off and at least have some sideways consolidation at some point. It doesn't need to be bearish. We're not even really close to being anything resembling an intermediate time frame bearish trend. And so there's plenty of room once again for a daily high or low. And I'd love to see that. I'm not necessarily calling for it today, but I would like to see things open up just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we're all, 6,300's the big gamma exposure level, JAX 1. We're kind of just a little bit above that, trading right around what I'm going to call the session VWAP. The next JAX level up, though, is actually above previous sessions highs, 63.25. That would be JAX 4. Should we be able to get up there, which is certainly achievable if buyers come in today.
Yeah, I mean, look, basically, if you take a look, I've got my chart up here, and these are weekly volume profiles. We basically had 2.5 days where ES consolidated and kind of this perfect balance. And we talked about this on Wednesday. I think maybe it was just this perfect D-shaped profile through Wednesday morning, right? And keep in mind, we only traded 3.5 days last week and during cash anyways. And so we broke away from this range Wednesday afternoon, and we had a spike up into the close on Wednesday. NFP Thursday. I haven't screwed up my days too badly just yet. NFP, we get the big ripper. And then Friday, this was not RTH, right? The markets were closed, but we sort of faded a lot of that move. But I mean, again, like the thing is that when you get something like this and then you get a lit move, whether it's an intraday profile or an intra-week profile, it has to find a home. and build some volume to make this like a clean double distribution. And like, you can make an argument for this, but I mean, not really. Right. And so it just sort of ran out of time, I would say, last week to form any kind of a clean double distribution profile. And I think that's what you're sort of seeing here today. What was key about that Friday ETH session is it came right down to Wednesday's high. So that's the top of the Wednesday spike. So to me, first order of business for this week and really continuing is, does this 73.75 to 76.5 spot continue to hold? And I mean, as long as we are breaking away from that spike on Wednesday and we're trading above it, like, I mean, it's hard to be bearish or anything, and I'll generally favor longs. And then, for today, so we held that on Friday and we got the gap up on Sunday because we're moving back tariff deadlines for the 420th time, I think. Right. And so we get a little bit of gap up, reclaim basically now I'm going to mess up today's Thursday open, shortened day. So there's Thursday's open, right? So we've reclaimed Thursday's range and roughly held it, failing to fill, the 5 p.m. Friday closing gap at 3.5, right? So we've generally held Thursday's range. So this is very healthy. Everything looks good. Decent response off this 15 to 17.5 spots so far. But generally holding and filling in some volume and, this upper half, it would make this sort of a composite. If you added, let's say, this week's developing profile to this week's, it starts to look like a cleaner double distribution. You can view a volume profile at whatever time frame you want. Some people will look at a certain leg of a move, but I'm basically doing the same thing like candle math, right? Just volume profile math here. So if we put in a couple of days of volume up here above these 6290s broadly, then you can look at this and say, okay, well, that looks like a double distribution weekly profile if you just sort of add them together.
Yeah, so the top distribution, it almost, just on casual observation, it almost looks like a bunch of volume accumulated in a really short period of time, and it was almost looks like liquidation volume, like market on close kind of thing at this point. But who's to say what could build?
Yeah, and as of now, I mean, they're technically trapped, right? I don't have on the weekly charts, basically call it 63.20, 63.22. I mean, if we can't reclaim that, then they're trapped. Like, that's the extent of your trapped supply. And, you're not going to get any kind of meaningful sell-off. We've talked about this for weeks until you've got overhead supply, bagged longs that are stuck. And there is absolutely almost nobody stuck. I mean, this was, not only this is half a day, it was coming into a holiday. This isn't a tremendous amount of volume, but it is something, right? It's not nothing. And so, we'll see. We'll keep an open mind this week. Really, again, though, that 62.73 3/4 to 62.76 is going to be big. And like, I'm still not like bearish below there. I think it just, we would therefore have taken out a prior day's low, brought the daily to balance. And so we would see where that balance develops. And then from there, whatever multi-day, sort of balance that we end up trading, you would look for the break or failed break of one side of that range. And that's the same thing that happened with NQ last week. Was, let's see, I think Monday traded higher, and then Tuesday came down to the prior Friday's low. It formed a 3-day balance, and then Wednesday pre-market it swept out the lows, those relative equal lows, and then rip time. So that's the beauty of taking out a prior day low and just forming some balance. It opens up wider ranges, and you can sometimes run, multiple days ranges in a single day. And that's what NQ did last week. And so that's why I like to have volatility, and I would prefer that we open up range a little bit. And again, it's not because I want price to go down, but I sure do like juicier day trades. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's the ATR, right? I have my 14-period ATR right now for the E-mini S&P is down to 58. I mean, remember, we were well over 100 not too long ago. And then with the same thing with the MNQ, I mean, we're talking 280 points for that ATR. So that range is continually contracting. I know there's a couple holiday days in there that might mess up my equation a little bit, but still, it's 14 days. So we have enough data here to say firmly say, these ranges are coming down a little bit, maybe because of the summer trade. I don't know.
Yeah, and that does play a lot into, some of this push higher we're seeing as well. I know everybody that's on social media has heard about this big volatility control fund that has like 100 billion to buy over like a 1 month period, something like that. And this started, a week or so ago, and certainly we're up since then. And basically the way those funds work, and not my expertise, but with volatility broadly. Okay, broadly, if volatility is decreasing over time, they are buyers. If volatility is increasing over time, they're sellers of the index. Just to keep it extremely general, they are like the definition of dumb money that they don't care about anything else other than what their program is supposed to do. But 100 billions, that's not a small amount of money to pour in over a 30-day period, and here we are seeing a persistent bid. Ranges remain narrow. And so until or unless we sort of break that low volatility regime, that buy program is just going to work its way through.
Yeah, that makes sense. By the way, good morning, chat. Appreciate everybody being here. Hopefully everybody had a great 4th of July weekend. Not Michael Burry says Big Pharma, referring to Pharm in the house. Pharm's bigger than Big Pharma, man. He moves algos. Just whatever color shirt he's got on, he is in charge of that, just so you guys know. But thanks for that. Thanks for being here, folks.
Yeah, I do got to say, we did see an ultra rare buy signal this morning. I forgot to mention that. And so I had gotten long on Friday after this hold at 76.5 and, took some profit on the gap up, and then slammed reloads at 93. And when I took profit at 63.06, I actually fell asleep before widening out my stop. I'll normally widen out. My stop was 91 on offer. And so if you look at a footprint chart from last night at the low, instead of a number, it just says LOL Pharm, because I literally stopped out of my ads at very low tick of the night because I fell asleep without widening out. So that's a huge buy signal. The fact that I'm rolling here long from the 80s, basically 62.80s, with like a 1/6 size position. So, I mean, I'm surprised we didn't rip through this 63.15 and head to, maybe 9,000 today or so off of that.
Yeah. So I have 63.12. I'm looking at pivot. The R1 pivot level is right there. It seems like we wicked through it a couple times this morning and couldn't get any traction. Came all the way back down to the center of the field.
Yeah, I think order business today, since we've got a couple of minutes here today, your overnight range is perfect. I mean, I'm generally expecting and was expecting, if we were holding above these, kind of 93s anyways, that we would retrace at least up to 63.15 to 17. That has been completed. So to me, that trade is mostly done. And then from there into the open, we see, can we continue to hold this range? And so I'll be looking to buy dips again in this range. Or, if we do come in and we take out these relative equal lows from the overnight, maybe we tag what day? Friday, 5 p.m. That wasn't 5 p.m. See, but yeah, the 5 p.m. close or whatever, the end of day close for Friday, 83.5, and then sort of reclaim. So any kind of look below and fail of this overnight range, I'm looking for longs, probably back up here to 63.15 to 17.5. This overnight high is also susceptible to a look above and fail. You've got kind of a 20 to 22 range that didn't quite put the rectangle on the chart, but sweep that out and fail. Could find a rotation back down towards the 62.90s. And then, of course, if we do see traction below the overnight low, through that, Friday close, we could come back in for a test of those singles. And that, again, is a long if it holds, or, some kind of a look below and fail. I'd be looking for longs as well there. So mostly looking for longs. Obviously, this would have been a nice short at 63.15. So I guess that's your ultra rare sell signal, the fact that I didn't short that. So I don't know, maybe we live it down too. So very conflicting signals today, just based on like the Pharm dictionary and how things work.
Yeah. I mean, do you ever sleep, man? I mean, you're busy.
No, sleep when you're dead, my friend. You sleep when you're dead, which will be young younger than it should be for me since I don't sleep enough.
Oh man, you look great. You say you're feeling better, right?
Yeah, mostly. I think I really got lucky kind of dodging the worst of the COVID. I mean, I mostly just got congested. I never even really got a fever. I felt a little bit achy, but I mean, fingers crossed it doesn't just magically crop up after 7 to 10 days or something like that. But I think I did dodge the worst of it.
Oh man, well that's great news for sure. All right, so me and you are going to be together 9 a.m. Monday through Thursday. Remember, folks, we're starting at 9 o'clock this week until Friday. And then Friday is a regular 8 a.m. start. But you will wake up to me and Big Pharm the rest of the week. So appreciate everybody being here. Pharm, thank you for popping in.
Yeah, you take it easy. We'll see you.
All right. Let's get everyone in the chat's asking for Tanja trades. Let's get Tanja trades in the house. Good morning. How are you, Tanja?
Good morning. I'm in the house now. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Was your holidays nice and relaxing?
I wouldn't say relaxing. I would say we had a lot of fun because I had a wedding on July 4th, and then on the next day on July 5th, then I had a barbecue at my parents', and then yesterday I had a barbecue with my friend. So a lot of grilling, I guess. It's the National Grilling Day.
Wow. Well, that's what 4th of July is. Although the wedding is a little odd to have a wedding on the 4th of July, but then every year they could celebrate their anniversary with fireworks.
I mean, yeah, I told them, I was like, now you guys are responsible for the barbecues every year, right?
Oh, and you went to Long Island for that, as I remember.
Yeah, I did. It was nice. It was actually like a black tie wedding, so it was kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, this black tie weddings are big now. My brothers are going to their high school buddies in Chicago. Their daughters are getting married, and it's a black tie wedding also.
Oh, but those are fun because you get to dress up,
Yeah.
Like not everybody goes and like makes something so fun to dress up in. And the service was great, and yeah, the DJ was good, and the music was good. They had an electric violinist as well, so yeah, I can't complain. Now we're back. It's a new week, and this time we're having a full week, right? But not much news this week.
Yeah, I was looking at the calendar. It's like almost nothing until you get to jobless claim. Well, the Fed minutes are Wednesday. Some people think that's a big deal. I don't know. But the Thursday jobless claims, that's it, really.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, the minutes typically it's not as like high impact as the actual rate announcement, but yeah, that's the first red folder of the week is that Wednesday 2 p.m. So it's a pretty slow news week. Yeah. And then, yeah, like you said, unemployment claims at 8:30 on Thursday.
It's like the Bureau of Labor Statistics and the Department of Labor. It's like, well, we're taking this week off. We're not going to issue any reports this week. It's 4th of July week. Don't bother us.
I mean, yeah, it's summer, and summer months they're definitely feeling slower this year. I think last year they weren't as slow. They was still pretty decent. We were still, I think we were trading around all-time highs at this last year, but in the summer as well. But yeah, this year, especially since when you have such a large move down and then a large move up, we're 20% down, 20% back up so quickly. Makes sense if it's a bit of a slower summer.
Yeah, no, I was doing some napkin calculations, and it depends on kind of if you're tracking the cash S&P or if you're tracking a continuous future chart or whatever. But, we're about 5% up on the calendar year, right? So, I mean, maybe not even, probably 5% up on the calendar year after this end of last week. And then in the futures, we're 5.4 or something. So this is turning out to be like a regular year from a ROI point of view, January to December.
Oh yeah, isn't that funny? Because like no matter what happens in between, still we're on track like that. It just goes to show like there's still good like long-term investing for like long-term years, and just like having your long-term portfolios is still super important. Because yeah, it's still really, no matter what happens, if it's scary in between, if you just kind of just keep investing, like you're totally fine in investing in America, essentially.
Yeah, no, I have my 220 my 22 and 24-year-old son trained to just throw $100 in this fund every month. Just you'll thank me. You'll thank me later.
Nice. You're teaching them early. That's like the most important part.
Yeah.
To start young, because so then you can compound. Speaking of which, we have the charts open now. Yeah, I'm going to be live trading today, and we have the open at about 9 minutes, you guys. Yeah, we're at all-time highs. We're opening up within last week's range. We're opening up a little bit lower, a little bit of a gap down. What's interesting here is that, NASDAQ did end up going back to its opening price on Sunday, 6 p.m. last week, because you can see that lower wick, but ES never did. So that's kind of interesting to me. I feel like I was just looking at the charts. Last time something did happen similar to that here last July. Like I said, we were trading like near all-time highs also last July.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a tiny wick there, but we still came above previous weekly high, and then we came back below that weekly open. That's not out of the question to happen this week. So I'll have that level marked out, like that 6 p.m. Sunday open from last week. So let's check it out on the daily now. Okay, we had an inside day. Oh, it makes sense. I think that was, on July 4th. I hope nobody here actually traded on July 4th. I think it was open just for a few hours, but it was definitely just back and forth. I took a look at.
I will tell you this. I was a commodity broker for 20 years for a long period of time, and then you get to work on that next day after that holiday, and you have a hardcore group of like 5% of the folks that traded even against your warnings. They did it anyway.
Oh boy, that's annoying. Yeah, that's kind of sort of annoying with that. You try to warn some people.
Oh well, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't really. Yeah, just take the holiday off. Honestly, it doesn't make sense. No one else is trading. Why should you be trading? Essentially. So let's see here, you guys. This is the 4-hour chart on ES. I marked out that Sunday open from here. I mean, we're like 70 points above that on ES. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Same type of vibe. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, we're just coming back into the range. So I'll have the last week's high marked out as well. It's kind of just for reference. And then see if we end up coming back down, taking out that Friday low. Yeah, let's go back to the daily real quick. Yeah, I mean, like on NASDAQ, I would say that's definitely a level below daily FEG. And then if we kind of close below this level, I think 862s, you could probably get to 580s on the NASDAQ. But if we hold this level, 860s, 870s, 866, yeah, I like that opening of this down close candle. And this is a daily fair value gap on the NASDAQ. I'll probably just look for longs. That's just the easiest thing to do in an all-time high market. You don't really want to be shorting for too long. If you try to short, if I try to short today, just go for internal liquidity, right? Which meaning like I'll go for this low here, this internal daily fair value gap or something like that. Otherwise, it's not so easy to be fading this market.
Yeah.
I forgot what day it was. Oh, well, it was on Thursday. We had NFP. It just shot straight up, actually. I said I wanted to short only if these certain things happened. And we were so strong at the open on Thursday. It's just straight up, essentially. And then that 10 a.m. news, straight up again. And then it was kind of like half the range of the morning was just from that 10 a.m. News release and also from 9:30. So I just was like, all right, I can't really frame the risk longs right now. That happened on Thursday. So I just took the rest of the day off, and that was it. Started my holiday weekend earlier.
Yeah.
So that being said, I'll see if we can hold below like 860s. And then I'll go for that internal liquidity there.
Sounds awesome. Well, it's good to see that you and Pharm are on the same wavelength so far this morning. So I know we're about to open here a couple minutes. Thanks everybody for being in the chat today. We're going to keep on going all day. Appreciate you being here. So Tanya, I'm going to go ahead and hop over in the chat and wish you the best of luck.
Sounds good. Let's get it started. Woo. Yeah, you guys. So we'll see. MW said that's what they said in Rome too. Just buy the S&P forever. I heard that the ancient Romans said that. Let's see. Yeah, this weekend was for grilling and chilling. What did you guys do for the 4th of July? Let me know. Are those blue light glasses? Yeah, they're blue light blockers. Someone said only Nick for a tick traded on the 4th. Oh yeah. Yeah, good point. Video Starcade said, never forget to take some of your day trade profits, put in the long-term smart money working for you. Exactly. Like, honestly, I don't currently own any real estate, but just investing in the market long-term is pretty much same kind of return and like less maintenance at the moment. Like, obviously you want to diversify, and I'll probably eventually end up buying some real estate, but right now it's just in the market mostly. You guys reminded me I should just, I'm cleaning my glasses just a little bit. Lovely. Damn, Christoph says he doesn't like when I sing on my own stream. He likes it on NinjaTrader when I'm not singing. All right. What's up, trading boxes? What did you guys vote for the chat? Bullish, bearish, or neutral? Forgot to check. Oh no. We'll open in about a minute and a half. Yeah, so I mean, we'll get to see this. Let's see if I can. What do you guys think? Will it be a fast open or slow open? I'm not going to rush buying the open or selling the open, just taking any trade at the open of a Monday after a long holiday weekend. I like to see how we open. So this is like the daily FEG. What I can do is just probably highlight that level. It's such a like a short level, small level. But yeah, so let's see if we how we react to this Friday low if we get there. Will we bounce off of it? Honestly, like every time NQ takes a daily low, it's had such a sharp reversal. You can see from here. I mean, from here also we made that wick, and then again on the second, and then again here, this was a weekly level where we had such a strong move. So I don't want to be just like fading after we take a daily low. That being said, it was like July 4th low, so I don't know how sensitive it will be. And that's to find out. Okay. And honestly, recently I've been just trading the NASDAQ more again. I mean, ES, it's kind of just remarkable, you guys. We haven't taken a daily low in so long, since the 23rd of June. Sheesh. Doesn't it feel like when we don't rebalance like that, it feels like there's just going to be one day where it just goes straight down, and then like people trying to fade get hurt, or like, and then some people make a ton of money, right? And then you'll see them bragging. All right, that's the hourly. Honestly, like whatever. This is from 4th of July. This back and forth, right? We have this last week's high marked out. To me, that's more kind of important. We had the open. I don't really see that we sort of did much so far, right? I like to go on like the 15-minute at the open to see what's up. What do you guys think? I really hope it's not just going to be like a rangy day, to be honest. Let's see. This high. Yes, did take out that like Friday high, I suppose. We have small divergence here, so I can see if somebody wants to be shorting this area to here. I don't see that as a bad idea, honestly, but I'm just going to tape read that. Like I said, I'm not just going to go into anything real quick at the open. But sometimes those are the better trades, just those quick ones at the open like that. Like, okay, we had that NASDAQ and ES divergence. Here, NASDAQ did not take that Friday high, ES did. And then you did have like a 15-minute little down shift. Market structure shift to the downside, left a 15-minute FEG here. And here at the open, we repriced to it, and now we're fading from it a little bit. So let's see on the 1 minute, did that actually have a 1 minute shift yet? Not really, not yet. But that was we're definitely back at that 9:30 open area, back below it actually, on NASDAQ and ES. Let's see here. This is a daily FEG level, so we'll see if this is like a sensitive level or not for the NASDAQ. And we'll see if it does have that continuation repricing to this. Right now, yeah, it's making a nice new, took out pre-market low. It's just dumping from there. Lovely. All right, cool. See, it's 9:34. NASDAQ's definitely a little bit weaker than ES because it took out the previous 4-hour low. ES didn't take that out yet. All these lows here. We just swept them on NASDAQ. So yeah, let's see if this ends up being like a continuation lower, if this first presented FEG of the day, see if it holds the NASDAQ lower to that previous daily low level, or if it's just going to swipe and have a kind of a seek and destroy after swiping those like 4-hour lows. Personally, like I said, I'm waiting for this to open to kind of see the vibe for the day right now. Shout out to you if somebody like shorted around here. I pointed that out, or I don't know if you actually took that 15-minute pre-market short. Not bad, not bad. So far that FEG is holding things down pretty nicely. Like that's a nice wick into it. Chat sentiment today was pretty okay. The market outlook was 41% bullish, 34% bearish, 24% neutral. Less that bullish than usual, you guys. It's typically chat's like 50% bullish. So it's pretty, I would say that's pretty neutral then from the chat. Say ES's first FEG of the day is here. Nasdaq is certainly weak in this area right now from that pre-market low that it took out. It created that FEG. It has like pretty sensitive here right now. Yeah. I want to see if it takes out this low or not. I'd prefer to take this out and then later on we have a shift and then I could go for maybe longs or something. If it holds like below this like 860s, then I could easily probably go for like 810s or something like that. It's a 4-hour FEG from like July 2nd or so. CES coming back into here. NASDAQ, it's digging. It's really digging. I want to see how this minute closes. If we kind of close strong here, I mean, I could easily see this be like a kind of like a seek and destroy day because, or like just a back and forth day. Since ES didn't take those lows yet, NASDAQ didn't, because you have divergences on both sides for a little bit, you know? All right. I failed to hold this lower, so I could totally see us having a tough, grindy day today, both sides. So, yeah. NASDAQ making things difficult always, huh? What I'm talking about here is this 4-hour. Difference between the NASDAQ and ES there, right? Like NASDAQ swept this low. So now you have S&Ts, like the divergences on both sides. All right. Let's do 50-50 for me right now. I'll probably wait until, see, 10 a.m. open vibes to see if there's any kind of reversal. It's definitely not a lot of sustained upside or downside, right? Right, so back on the 15 there. We'll just have to see the vibe. So far, I mean, yeah, don't love it. Nasdaq trying to push lower. We'll see if it stops at like this wick area or not. Like I said, I'd actually prefer if it came down into this daily FEG and then had a strong reaction off of it. And ES is certainly stronger. We've been talking about that for a while. Like ES hasn't taken out a previous daily low since the 23rd. So it's even possible that maybe NASDAQ will take it out and ES won't. So have that marked out as well. Yeah, certainly ranging. Nasdaq slightly weaker. What's YM doing today? Let's see. What you doing today, YM? The 30-30. It's probably, I bet it's like up, like moving up, because typically there's slightly in like inverse Nasdaq. Oh, it's not. It's pretty similar. They're all in sync today. Pretty similar. Yeah, Nasdaq did stop within this wick area. So no sustained downside move, really. See what ES looks like on the 5. Okay. Kind of like garbage. Came back rejected, failed to take out that low. Now coming back into that 15-minute FEG that we had marked out from a while ago, right? So I'd rather just wait for the 10 a.m. What do you guys think? Have you guys taken a trade yet today? Honestly, I'm not totally loving it. See, we're up. What's the range right there on Nasdaq? 977, 77-point range, but most of it was really like the opening, the first candle, and this 934 candle, and then 935. So that's what I don't really like when we have kind of like a large range, but most of it, you have large ranges also for the 1 minute. The small range was large 1 minute ranges. Like this is a 30-point candle right here. All right, that's fine. Not gonna lie, it looks really ugly on ES. Really just barcoding, kind of. See if it ends up getting above that new high of the session. But right now, there's nothing for me to really do. Let's see on the 2 out of 40 minute. Okay, yeah, because Nasdaq took out a previous 4-hour candle high and low, so I'd rather just wait for the next candle, honestly. Some people did short this the open to make a quick 70 points. Nice. Yeah, Lenny Bradford said kind of the same, just mentioned the same kind of vibe. Yeah, if there's a divergence on the top and the bottom, it does make it a harder market, harder tape to trade for sure, because which one do you really trust? Do you trust the last one was made? I mean, both sides, it just shows that there's not really any follow through. It's kind of like 50-50 environment for me right now, and that's not the kind of trades I want to be taking. Let's see if we could do I trade gold? I've been starting to venture into gold. It's a good point. Maybe I'll take a look at the chart. On gold, though, the lowest time frame I'll go on is the 5. Mm-hmm. He's definitely struggling. Mm. Now, it's what I really don't like, honestly, guys. When Nasdaq was a weaker one, now ES is starting to be the weaker one. And we took out this little, like an intermediate term low here from 940s. And maybe now ES is going to go for these 4-hour lows or something, or new low of day, and Nasdaq won't. That would be kind of just annoying to have intraday rotations like that. And that just to me, that just shows it's low probability. It's just a tougher tape, because how can you, it's hard to trust then a divergence if one of them starts off being the stronger one and then goes to be the weaker one. It's kind of weird, yeah. So we'll see. Yes, definitely. We're definitely still bearish on the 15 at the moment. So we'll see. I mean, honestly, maybe I'll just mark out that 4-hour low to be straight here now. Not too bad here. It's really like a lot of volume imbalance here. Okay. Makes sense. All right, let's see. What do you guys think? I mean, ES hasn't really taken out a daily low since the 23rd. So do you think that will take out the July 4th low? Right? See, it hasn't taken out a low since this day. This day, no. This one got close to it. I think this day, Nasdaq did take out a low. No. Will today be a day where we take out here? Do you guys think that will reprice to 62.76 on ES? Honestly, right now, it doesn't really seem like it. So because we're not really having follow through. We're not having clean price action. A lot of back and forth. We're still in this like 70-point range on NASDAQ, and on ES, what is it? Like a 10-point range. And one candle is about 4 points, a 1-minute candle. So not the easy. So I kind of just wanted to see how we open. I mean, the good part is like, I mean, I'll just wait for like kind of 10 o'clock. And then I'll see if we take out a previous, like, we'll see how that 4-hour candle goes. Maybe then we can frame a trade based on the previous 4-hour candle or the previous hourly. However, it's also possible that the next 4-hour candle is just going to be like an inside candle. So it's a high. This is the high of the last 4-hour candle currently in the NASDAQ is like this, like 2302, 23,002. We did hit 23,000. Well, oh yeah, that was like a psych level on Thursday that I marked out. I mean, yeah, there's no follow through on the downside or the upside, really. It hasn't been. It's been struggling. So now it's trying. We'll see. Definitely a tough tape. Honestly, though, like I kind of expect that after a long like weekend, long holiday, kind of just like price discovery a little bit. Apteros trading. Did you find those glasses help you in a meaningful way or just for looks? Have I tried the whole blue light stuff? No, it actually does help me. Uh, like it got rid of the strain from looking at the screens. I have 3 monitors and they're quite large. I used to have 4 monitors. Um, but yeah, it helps because my eyes would like sting. Now they don't sting. And also helps with my sleep. Like, yeah. It is like a strong yellow filter. So but you get used to it really quickly. Like right now, everything looks like the same. Like your eyes just adjust real quick. It doesn't look like it's yellow or anything when you first put it on, but like maybe 3 to 5 minutes into it. So I do like it. Yeah, I like them. Yeah, you might have to try it. Let me know if you end up trying it. Merit. Yeah, I used to have like just the filter on my regular glasses. That's not enough. Like the one where if you like move to the side, then you can see the blue glare. Yeah, that's not enough. It doesn't block enough light. It doesn't like barely makes a difference, to be honest. All right, Nasdaq back into that 15-minute FEG. Took out the morning's high, but it was just a wick. I don't really love it. So let's see what happens at 10. I don't like this wick. Back into an area where it could reject from again, honestly. Into this area. And it is so far. Yes. Same thing. Came back into a 15-minute. Can just have a lot of back and forth. FAFO, somebody said, yeah, it's a FAFO market a little bit today. I know if people are kind of eager on shorting today, they could definitely, probably a little paper cut, unless they're quick. But definitely there's a sustained move to the downside. So if we're getting this kind of action, I mean, the best kind of trade is to trade the edges of the range. And for like a reversal to the mean. What time is it? 9:55. So I'm gonna wait until 10. Previous hourly highs. So I'll mark out in this. So I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up taking out this low, for example, 921. So that's like really a seek and destroy, taking out the low that made the new high of the day, of the session. So divergence within ES and IQ signals a possible reversal. Yeah, you should back test it. Many times it does. But essentially, definitely if it's like a big level, like of divergence on the one of them takes a daily low, the other doesn't, then you start seeing a shift, bullish shift. That's great. Or one of them takes pre-market low, the other one doesn't. typically, and then if that happens at like 9:30 to 9:45, that'll be the manipulation of the morning, and then we'll have an up day, you know. Mm-mm-mm. So still, but pretty much 70-point range, 77 on the Nasdaq, and ES still like a 10-point range. We've struggled here at this high weekday. I said I did not like that. Now we are coming back into the middle of this leg, middle of the range again. Trying to find something that's like worth my risk. But nothing yet, you guys. Definitely, this first percent FTG of the day showed that no continuation to the downside when we broke above it, and then we just like back and forth, just showing that it's a lot of back and forth today. Bobby is trying to yell at the chat to tell him to only look for shorts today. It's funny. You guys chill on the caps lock. Do I use indicators? No, not really. I'll check out like the ATR on the daily. But now, I mean, nowadays I kind of have a feel for like what the morning session for the Nasdaq pretty much is like 150 points or something, typically the range. Something like that. We have no news. If I do take something, it'll be a smaller size, just considering all the things I've been talking about, the divergences on both sides, and no news Monday. Someone said to look at Tesla. Yeah, sure. Let me take a look, see. Yeah, it's down 7.5%. So it makes sense if we're weaker in the NASDAQ. 1 second, real quick. All right. All right. Let's see here. Guys, if this is a really a seek and destroy, I mean, we kind of already saw it is, because Nasdaq at the open came to that 15-minute and took out 4-hour low, and then took out the high that made that low. Now, if this takes out, we can't take out 920 on Nasdaq. Yeah, we definitely are in just a seek and destroy barcode environment. FAFO. I think it is 10 right now, so that's good to note. It's 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Previous 4-hour highs here. Previous 4-hour low is actually the low of the session. Right now, Nasdaq It's in the middle of that, right? So ES, previous 4-hour low is also same vibes. Just I'm saying the 4-hour candle low. The last 4-hour candle low and high, just kind of mark that out so I know where we're at. Yeah. Honestly, then I wouldn't be opposed if we swipe this and then we have a nice reaction to go back up to that previous 4-hour candle high. So Nasdaq did take out 920. So I mean, congrats to the people if they took that wick from that rejection again. That ended up working out nicely. We ended up going to here. ES now taking out the new low of the session. And I'm gonna see if let's see. Let's see if we take out previous day low on ES. It's close. Nasdaq, we didn't take out new low of session yet. It's really close to it. I prefer if it did. Coming back basically again into the middle of the range Nasdaq for now. See on the 5. What are we looking like? I mean, right now we're having a divergence at the 4-hour low. Yes, took out new low day. Nasdaq didn't. I mean, I'll just have to see right now if there's going to be a bullish shift or anything. Don't really love that it's an inside candle. I would have preferred if Nasdaq was weaker. I don't know. So I'm gonna mark out this high here. Essentially, we'll see how we react. It's a little swing high. It is in the middle of the range though. Yeah, wicked it. There's no displacement there right now. So Nasdaq's actually, I think, in like a 2-minute or 3-minute FEG. It could have that continuation lower. I'm kind of just still waiting for reversal near the edges. Yeah. These 15-minute wicks are crazy, you guys. Damn. The wicks be wicking. Look at those tiny body candles. It's super hard. I'd honestly prefer like maybe ES takes out this low and then Nasdaq doesn't, then we'll get longs. I mean, ES did take out a 4-hour low, but we're not getting any upside right now. Sustained. So yeah, that being said, I mean Tesla is down 8%. Let's see. Let's check it out here. Well, now it's only down 6. Okay, now it's only down 6%. Yeah, it's trying to push. Tesla's making a new high of session. It's trying to do like a gap fill or some of it. Well, I don't want to mess around in the middle of the range. Make my wicks thicker for you guys. I'll try to stay on the 1 minute. Let's see. Still just hanging around in the 77-point range. Hmm. Yeah, ES is weaker right now. True. Let's see, guys, what's chat saying? Nasdaq's getting weaker. Prince says, Tanya, honestly, this is non-tradable. I guess that's your opinion, I suppose, you know? It is definitely harder. I didn't take a trade yet. I mean, if you literally just look at from since the open, right, this is quite the barcode. Right? So it is hard. That's why I haven't taken a trade. Divergences, lots of divergences. The 15-minute, lots of small body candles and lots of wicks. So I'm trying to frame something where if it takes an external range, that I'll take the trade back into internal or the other external, since it's that kind of environment. But it hasn't really done much for me yet. So even ES, right? ES took an external, but there's no inversion or anything to go off of. It's definitely still weak. So maybe there will be like a continuation to this new low session, even maybe taking out a previous daily low, that Friday daily low. Then I would start looking for longs. Or, you know, if we end up, I mean, it's kind of unlikely, but if this ends up hitting this first or sweeps this high again and then has a reversal back lower, I mean, I'd look for that. It's all dependent. ES dripping, dripping, dripping. Dripping lower. RTY is easier today. Well, yeah, I need to look at RTY more often. I typically am looking at like YM also, but RTY I've been taking a look at. YM going for that gap fill at 6. Yeah. ES took out new low session again. NASDAQ, not yet. Not yet. Yeah, high resistance, price action. Yeah. Someone said RTY is expanding the range. Let me take a look. Yeah, RTY is stronger. Took out pre-market highs. Filled the gap first, took out a low, now took out a high. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it seems like honestly, when all the indices, like if we're on all-time highs, like sometimes that'll happen if we will like barcode a bit, and then RTY, which is the small caps, are kind of playing catch up. And that's like the last in the rotation, typically. Yeah, I mean, like we're not even close to all-time highs on that. Interesting here. Yes, again, make new low day. Nasdaq did not. Yeah, still didn't take like this is 6290s. That's previous day low. Well, is it? Actually, no, it's not. What the heck? What did I put? I think that was just a 4-hour then. Oh no, this 6276 is previous day low from on the daily chart at least, I guess. All right. Yeah, that's why did I mark that out like that then? Oh, that's just current 60-75, yeah. What do I have at the 90s? So that's current day low. Oh, then we're way far from that. It's just a pre-market low from here. Yeah, it's like a 4-hour low. Where we had the divergence at with Nasdaq at the beginning of the session. I don't know. This is garbage. It's garbage. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see here. 4-hour low, previous 4-hour low, and ES already took it out. Yeah. Not much upside. There's not quick upside reversal there, you know. It would have been something else if, you know, when Nasdaq was at the 940s level, if we took that out quickly. We're just accumulating, dude. I don't want to long here and then Nasdaq then suddenly swipes out these lows here, you know. I feel like that would be a good trade if Nasdaq swiped out the lows into here, because it's kind of building into its daily FEG, you know, 880s. Boo. Boo. It's okay. I mean, this is good because then you need a ton of patience, dude, to be like saying something like, okay, I'll go long if this happens, and then it doesn't happen, you know, and you don't take the long. It's a lot of patience necessary, you know. You need a lot of patience. So you're practicing your patience. Oh, what's the previous hourly low? It's literally that also, right? For NASDAQ. Yeah. What are we going to do? Just like come back into the 2-minute, reject again, go lower? Or are we going to take out that high again? I mean, I prefer us not to take out this high. I prefer us to sweep the lows first, and I could probably find a decent long, but there's nothing happening for me. It's just coming back into this 2-minute, 3-minute, in the middle of the range. So just going to practice the patience again. Boo. All right. What was for ES? I wanted to have that marked out, but It's all the way below here. I did. Okay. That daily FEG is all the way down here in the 70s. And I mean, we're not even near that. You're still having like basically a 10-point range. Now it's like 16 points. Yeah, still didn't take out any of these lows from the holiday. I was accumulating around the previous 4-hour low, this low of the session. What do you guys think? What are we thinking? Don't trade by gut. You should trade with mind and positivity. Yeah, I agree. Some points you probably do, like when you're in the game long enough, you have some kind of like intuition, but you need to kind of define that intuition a bit. And Nat Chan does put in all caps in the chat. All buys or shorts are low probability today. So everything's low probability. Makes sense. Someone joined my booze. Sleep. Dusan Stoyanovich is yelling, there's no way you're trading your real accounts in these conditions. Only just putting on a show of demo. I didn't. Yeah, I'm trading my real account, because I literally didn't take a trade yet, dude. Don't at me. Just say you don't know what's going on. Dushane brate. Why is the chat so angry? I don't know. Chat's angry because they're getting impatient with the price action, I suppose. It's pretty just shitty. Like you could take scalps here and there, but I'm not really a scalp trader, so I'm not going to change the style just for the day. 3 minute, 1 minute, ugly. 3 minute, 2 minute, quite ugly. Tanya, can you give some basic guide to NinjaTrader? I'm new. Yeah, sure. So, pretty good. You could select your data series here. You could, if you want to make your font size bigger, anything. Or if you want your candlestick, how thick you want your wicks, for example. You can click this, apply. This is data series, which is like kind of settings for the chart. Let's see here. There's a lot of different things you could customize, colors of your charts here and stuff. I like my down close candles to be black instead of red. It just helps me a lot with the psychology of things, right? Honestly, I like black for down close, so I'll put black for the wicks and the down close candles, and up will be green. And then you could do properties, and this is where you can change the font if you want bigger fonts for like the price on the side. This is where you can change your chart background. I do dark gray. You can have crosshair labels. It's a lot of different things you can customize, but that's like kind of like the basics of setting up the chart. Down here on the drop down, you could configure what kind of time frames you want to have. I deleted a lot of them. So I will have 15, 30, 60 second, and then these minutes 1, 2, 3, 5, 15, 60, and 240. Some people trade like using the 10 minute. I don't do that. 30 minute, I don't do that either. Some people do. Put in the chat what time frames you like to trade the most. Honestly, if there was one time frame I could trade for the rest of my life, I would just do the 15-minute. Because from the 15-minute, you could see what's happening on the higher time frame just by piecing things together. And then also you could kind of just gauge from where you are in the candle, the smaller time frame as well. And those are typically just the best entries anyway. Most people trade on the, I'm seeing 5-minute, 5-minute, 1 minute on the chat. Three-minute. One minute. A lot of 1-minute traders. I don't love that we're taking it. Yeah, that we're back up here to 960s. I would have liked it better if NASDAQ took this out. The lows, even so, this push up, yeah, it didn't really. If I had wanted to get long here, it's not a good RR. Okay, let's see. Really, price is really testing patience today. Hit the like button on the YouTube video if you've been being patient today, or if I've helped you be patient today. Wait for your setup. Some people trade just the daily chart. Yeah, I could see that for swing trading. I've done that for like swing trades. Fly there gets in on the 1-minute, watches the 5-minute, gets out on the 15. All right. Sounds pretty good. The daily is a good measurement. True, true. So also, oh, you know what's probably a good thing to maybe teach is like how do you make your own ATM, right? Your own at the money order. So a lot of people ask like, Tanya, how do you like, I think that's the best part of NinjaTrader, right? So I can pull up one separate chart. I'll put it on sim because I'll be showing some trades examples here. So yeah, so let's pull up like a side chart on sim. I'll show you guys how to set up your own advanced trade management, honestly. So here on the side, you can see ATM strategy. So you can see all these strategies I have. I have like just 10 stop, 20 target if I'm trading ES, 20 stop, 40 target typically for like NASDAQ. If I want a wider stop, 40 point, 60 point, kind of just automatically, as soon as I enter the trade, then that will essentially put a stop at 20 points and a target at 40. So I can just like buy market. And you can see right here now, you see, to put a 20-point stop here and a sell limit there. And then you could just, if it's not exact like what you want it, let's say you want to put it actually a little wider to this low, you just drop it down to that low and it's easy to change it. So how do you do that, right? Like I'll show you guys. Right, let me close this so people don't think I'm in a trade. So you just go to like custom, and then it's by ticks. Parameter type, I do ticks. So if I want target 1, right, if I want profit and stop loss, so this is right now 1 tick. So just multiply how many points you want by 4 on the NASDAQ. They do ticks because every, so it applies to like every asset in a better way because there's different amount of ticks in a point on different assets. So if I want to make one for like the NASDAQ, say I want it like 50-point stop, right? So that'd be 200 ticks. and profit, let's say I want a 50-point profit and just put 200 ticks, right? Or 100-point profit would be 400 ticks, right? What's cool is you can also put a stop strategy, a custom stop strategy, auto break even, profit trigger, auto trailing. So you could really make this as complicated as you would like, but I just do super simple, like stop loss profit. And let's say I do save as template. Okay. I'll put, what would I put? 50-point stop, 100-point take profit, right? That's what I'll just name it. Yeah. 50-point stop, 100 TP, right? Let's say that. Let me make it everything that I've done. 50 stop, 100 target, right? Save. Okay. Should be good, right? So then now, if I click buy market on that, it's all the way down here, right? Because it's 50 points and 100-point take profit here. And then it's nice too, because like, if you keep it on here and you click buy and sell, just like, you don't have to keep doing OCO orders or things like that. So like, same thing, it's going to just keep what it was originally. If I keep buying, it's going to keep that original stop in. So I could then adjust here. And let's say I want to take a partial or something and just do sell market, sell ask, whatever you want to do. And it'll adjust. And then you could also put in just orders here, let's say, into the chart, sell limit 1, let's say, just like here. It's going to, if it does, I mean, NASDAQ is kind of weak right now. Maybe I should just do buy limit 1. Because we're going lower. People are going to think I'm in a trade. This is a sim just showing you guys how to do ATM orders. Let's do buy limit here, just below here. So then you see it just added it, and it also adjusted the stop loss and the TP. So that's the best part. So hit the like button if you just learned something new, if that helped you out. It's called ATM, Advanced Trade Management, on ATM strategy. So you can build all these different ones. So you see I have 10 stop, 20 target for ES, 20, 40. I typically use that one for NASDAQ. So then you don't have to worry about, you have that on, and then you could just enter, sell ask, right? And it automatically puts that stop in. So that feels really good, because as soon as you enter, there's a stop in case, those wild wicks or like those wild price action, you want to have a stop in just in case something crazy happens, right? Because honestly, sometimes I'll get stopped out in like a minute, right? So I want to get stopped out at a good price and not let it like bleed through a level before I put in like my own order manually. Hope that helped. So instead, all the best with your trade. You see, this is why it's I'm just demoing how to do advanced trade management on a sim account for the chat, because someone asked for kind of like a rundown of NinjaTrader a little bit. Hope that helped you guys. What time zone do you use on NinjaTrader? I always use Eastern time. Eastern time, New York time is it? Okay, I'm sorry. All the companies in Chicago, they're always putting Central time in their emails, which I get it. But equities open at 9:30 Eastern time. And I get it. Yeah, futures are based in like Chicago, and CME is in Chicago, but the NYSE is in New York. So, and I'll trade basically starting at the New York equities open. I don't really take pre-market trades like that. Some people do start trading at like 8 a.m. Eastern. Or what is it called? Like 8:30 a.m. Eastern. I don't typically do that. Tanya, what's the difference between sell ask and sell market? Okay, yeah. Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, why don't we show that? Again, this is on a sim, so I can show you So essentially, you're going to get worse fills if you do sell market orders, but you're going to get in right away. So if I do sell ask, it's going to do whatever the asking price is at that moment. So if price is currently moving away, like quickly going down, for example, it's not going to fill me in. You can click sell ask here. You can see that's how it, you can see that, right? So there was like a little bit of a delay. It's like a limit order at the ask. You know, a sell market is just filling you in at the best available price, but it's like filling you in at whatever price it is right now, essentially. So you'll guarantee to get into the market, but it could potentially not be a good fill, right? So I mean, I prefer to do sell ask, sell bid. If I'm actually shorting, I'll do sell bid, essentially, and then if I'm buying, I'll do buy ask, because I don't want to get a horrible price, but I'm fine with buying the ask if I want to get in quickly. Because sometimes, especially volatile markets, you are going to get a bad fill if you're selling market, buying market. But like, let's say price is going to the target and it's like filling in already above that level. It's already approaching that level. I'm fine with exiting on market orders. Same kind of deals. Like sometimes it just won't fill you, especially if you have a lot of size. Yeah, some people prefer buy, sell market. That's fine. As long as you kind of like put your stops in, now you can see if you just buy market, you can have your ATM order in, your ATM advanced management strategy. So if you're using a NinjaTrader, it's definitely a good idea. Actually, I think I was talking to some of the like executives, and they said people that use ATM, advanced trade management, they are more successful traders. They find more success. I think it's literally because, I mean, honestly, you guys, a lot of people don't even use stops. Like a lot of beginners, especially, they kind of just hold and hope. So if you have an advanced trade management strategy and you already have that defined stop loss and take profit, it shows that you have a system, right? John says he uses limit to entry and market to exit. That's typically what I'll kind of do. I'll use limit to exit as well. Mayor says sometimes free market can be juicy, but then again, 8 to 8:30 news can cause crazy moves. That's true. Gort Ras says a lot of advanced traders who used to use stops have learned to stop using them and just manage their trades themselves. Yeah, but that's definitely true. However, I would say that's not the majority. I would say like the majority of people that don't use stops are doing that not for a good reason. Tanya, do you ever trade using second charts? And if so, what chart do you like the best? Yeah, dude, sometimes I'll trade like 30-second. That's the lowest I'll go. I'm not going to do 15-second. I learned that's too small of a time frame, and then I'll like kind of chase. So the lowest time frame I'll go is 30-second. And those are, in the cases that I do that, is essentially when I think I'm anticipating like a large range day, and maybe, since I want to get in a retracement on like a fair value gap, You know, sometimes I'm anticipating, yeah, we're not going to do that on the 1 minute. It'll be on the 30-second. I don't really use 30-second for like scalping or ranges, smaller ranges. I think that's not really for me. LT says they're still learning on the 1 minute 5, but trade on the 1 minute, learning to look at 15-minute 4 hour for analysis. Yeah. Honestly, like I think for a beginner, like 5-minute entries are the best, or even 15. 1 minute, you could just get lost too much. Get lost in the sauce. You could. Like, for example, maybe some people would try to like long that high there, thinking that's a market structure shift. But the thing is, we even wicked on the 1 there, but we wicked on the 15 into a 15-minute FEG. So it was just like no bueno to be trying a long here near the high of the session. Can I teach fair value gap? Yeah. Sure. So we'll just show the 15-minute one. So fair value gap is just an area of the price. If you look, the area between this, it's a 3-body candle, right? I mean, 3 candles in a row. You can see that you highlight the one, the high of the candle, this candle. Let me stop and take a sip of water. Okay, fair value gap is basically the space between this candle's low and the next candle's high. And you highlight that space as potential like area for price to come back into. Either you look for that as a target, let's say you're long and you're going there, or you're looking at that for like an entry is the best. And not all fair value gaps are created equal in the sense of not all of them are the best ones to be taking. Like if I'm going to take this from here to here, right? So like at the open, so you see that there's another fair value gap lower than this one here. This one I wouldn't be putting so much value if we traded above it and closed above it on a lower time frame, simply because I mean it's in a discount of this leg down. It's below 50% because at the time this is where 930 open was, right? So you see that we retraced into the one deeper in premium above 50% if you take the fib. And yeah, so this is basically we swept a high. I mean, on ES we did. I think that was pretty much the only trade, the best trade of the day is if like you shorted at the open. And just took a little bit off the table here and that was it. So yeah, that SMT, that divergence here at this high, ES took it, NASDAQ didn't. And then on the 15, you broke a swing low and had a fair value gap here. And then it retraced into the premium of it. And yeah, that's a decent entry. It's a good entry, really good entry for that type of trade. And NASDAQ did go hit this new low here. I mean, ES, so funny it didn't. That's why we're kind of having crappy action because you have divergences on both sides. But maybe ES will eventually do it, and then this will have worked out for it as well. Does the time frame matter? No, because price is fractal. The time frame only matters if like, okay, this is where the time frame matters. It's like if I'm entering on the 15-minute, for example, I don't want to be managing my trade on the 1 minute. It's how you kind of like cheat yourself out of profits and you kind of micromanage if you do that. So if I'm like entering on that time frame, I try to just manage my trade on that same time frame, unless it already hit my first target and I'm kind of just trailing. Isn't it remarkable? You guys, NASDAQ has literally just been in a 70-point range. Damn. 76-point range or so. Ever try 2 or 3 minutes? Yeah, I'll switch to a 2 or 3 minute. Basically, if I see the 1 minute's not as clean, actually here is a pretty good example because let's say the 1 minute's not so clean. The 2 minute or 3 minute will like just combine to make better candle structure with better FEGs and cleaner swing highs and lows. So if like when in doubt, it's better to go up in time frame. That's where a lot of people I think end up messing up a bit. If you're confused on a higher time frame, then they go lower in time frame. They try to like zoom in more, and then go on the 30-second, and then you end up kind of just trading these like tiny ranges in a bad environment on the 30-second, and you get chopped up. So if you're kind of confused, it's better just go to the higher time frame and then see what's going on there. And if you're still, not sure about what price is going to do, then just literally that's a sign it's not a high probability trading day, right? Oh, NASDAQ. I was literally waiting all session for it to to sweep this low, and it didn't do it. I did say though, it's very possible that we could have another like an inside candle here. So far it is. While ES is slowly churning lower. Summer month trading. You're welcome. Yeah, hit the like button. Helps out the NinjaTrader live channel. Helps out the stream. I mean, honestly, though, that's like why the ATM, Advanced Trade Management, is just like why I like NinjaTrader as my preferred platform. I mean, I've been using it for like 2 years since I started trading those funding companies, those prop firms. That's why I prefer it, because I can do literally so much on the ATM strategy. ATM 10-point stop, 20-point target, right? Or you can do, that's what I'll do for ES pretty much. Let's say ES, you want to buy this. You can do order quantity as well, actually. So you can click custom and then edit order quantity. Essentially, how many lots do you want? How many contracts do you want to be taking when you put that on there, right? So like actually for ES, I think I have it on that 3, because that's typically what I'm going to actually take. So you see that change there. Now on NASDAQ, I just have it at 1, and then I'll just, if I put limit 1 or 2, whatever I put as a limit or buy limit, or I can just click buy market twice, and then they'll fill me in twice, and it'll still be the same thing. But I don't want to be taking really accidentally hitting that button for NASDAQ and taking like 3. So actually, I prefer just putting 1 for most of them, I think. So there's 5-point stop, 10-point target. That's probably nowadays more of like the range to take for ES. Because now we have smaller targets. And then I had that like YM, 80, 250 back when we had larger ranges too. 40-point, 60-point back when NASDAQ had larger ranges. So it's pretty quick then. Have you ever considered trading the Dow? I think I took Dow like two trades on the Dow this year. Honestly, like what I put in my notes, I'm really watching other assets now, you guys. And in my notes, I am just kind of looking at, okay, what's the best way to trade it? Because not every asset moves the same way. Like, not everything moves like NASDAQ. NASDAQ's probably the fastest asset, or one of them. So I think on YM, I put in my notes, like it's best to just trade that on the 15. Same thing on what was it? Crude oil? Let's see. Got all my little notes here. For gold, I'll only trade 5 minute or above. I'm not going to trade lower than that because it's just so thin, right? For gold. This is just like micro gold. But if you like go on that 2 minute, just so, it's just, you can see there's a lot of volume imbalances and stuff. So that's why I'll go on a higher time frame to clean it up. The 1 minute. Actually, it's moving pretty nicely today. But I'll just take breakers essentially on gold. That's what I wrote. It's like only take breakers. Just the easiest ones. So that just means like after you sweep a low, which is here, it's swept this low. It's just taking, some people just call that retest, break and retest or something. And then it's closed above the high that made the low. So it swept liquidity. And you can get in on the retracement after that. Tanya, on NinjaTrader, one thing I've not learned is how to take off a contract manually. Like if I have 3 contracts, how do I peel off just one? I end up flattening instead right now and just close. Oh, okay. So you got to do this. Pretty simple. Let's see, this is RTY. Let's see, let's put it on the sim. So that clearly I don't want to be trading this price action right now. Nasdaq's finally actually sweeping this low. So I'll like monitor how it does here. What do you guys think? 1050 macro? It's been so slow. If we don't have a clean reaction though, I'm not gonna care to take it. What's ES doing? It's a new love day also. I'll have to monitor this on the 1 to see if it has a good reaction. See the 30-second. Took a 4-hour low. Same thing, it's all the way up here. Okay, great. Lovely. So I'm going to see if we invert this on the 1. Okay, so here, what was the question? Oh, yeah. You're just closing. Oh, so make sure you have chart trader. Click this button here. So you might have just like off or hidden, or maybe you're trading on the DOM. Click chart trader. I'll have my like chart trader just hidden here, and I'll like enter on like a different chart. So then it'll show up here essentially because I don't like too much going on the screen when I'm like displaying my screen. But yeah, so let's say you have 3. Let me go to like NASDAQ or something. You guys pay attention right now. This is good. This is good. This is a good tutorial actually. So they're saying that they don't know how to, they just close everything. Make sure you can just click sell ask, lower the order quantity here, make sure. So let me see, let's say I'm in here. Let's say I didn't do the ATM or something. Or should I do the ATM? Yeah, I'll show you how to do OCO orders now. Say I clicked like buy ask here, right? Making sure I'm on sim. Buy ask. This is how you do an OCO order on NinjaTrader. And okay, which means one cancels the other. You go into this gray area, you right click, you click OCO order. Okay, you can see this, it's in green here. And now you right click on the chart where you want to put your stop. Right, what did I do? I'm in longs right now. So sell stop 3 here. And where you want to put your take profit, sell limit here. And then you right click and to turn it off. Because now if you have it on, you put in another order, it'll cancel the other orders as well if it gets filled. So let's say I want to take off one contract now. So I can either do sell limit here on the chart, or at the level I want it to, right? Well, maybe I'll get stopped out of this soon. So this is a bad example for me to be doing this, but we'll see. I can either do sell limit on the chart like here, sell limit 1, or I can click sell market. Well, clearly I should just be doing a different. Let me get back in to show you guys, and let me just put sells and put better stops. So just OCO, say stop is here, buy stop, and sells buy limit, right? Unclick it. Make sure your order quantity now is like 1. And you can click buy market to add or subtract. So now I'm peeling off a contract because I'm short. Click buy market or buy ask or buy bid, whichever one you want to do. We just talked about the differences. And then with that, that's why OCO is a little bit different. That's why ATM strategies are better, because then you see here, make sure you change it to 3. So I just you can just click on it and go down, right? And that's basically it. I mean, you can click anywhere on the chart to do that. And then, yeah, of course, it's easy to drag and drop and everything. No problem, Cosmic.
Morning, Tanya. How's it going?
I'm just, hi, Stowe. How are you?
Hey, good. I was just listening to your OCO tutorial mode.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I might as well just show some little nice things about the NinjaTrader platform, since someone asked they're a beginner, and then someone else asked how do they peel one by one? So that's pretty much how you do it.
Yep.
Or I wanted to show same thing. So let's say I entered NQ sells again here. So then I have my 20 stop, 40 target. Let's say I just want to click sell bid to get entered. So you can see it's 20 point stop, 40 point target. And then if I want to add more, I just click sell ask again, sell bid again. It'll update this. You see now it says I'm in 2 contracts. And then if you want to peel off, same thing, just do buy bid, or you just put your levels in there, buy limit, and then once it gets to that limit, it'll automatically adjust everything. So yeah.
Man, I am in a sketchy long right now. Come on, baby.
What's funny is I was kind of just going random on the chart to show examples, and then I was like, oh man, I should probably put wider stops if we're just doing this range trade type action. You're in a sketchy long. Yeah, I did a long if we got to here. We didn't. We continue lower. I mean, I'll see if we end up inverting this on the 1. It is an interesting rangy market. It's not the best.
Yeah, we got through that overnight low finally. I traded the hell out of it this morning. I bought the overnight low 4 times.
Oh, nice.
I love doing that. I'll do it until it doesn't work. And then it finally stopped, and now we're at probably my last. I don't know if we're going to see if this is going to continue short at this turn at 11. Nice. There we go. All right. We got one off. Previous month close is right here at 885. And previous day low, whatever that means as far as
I know, right? As far as at the 4th of July, low that no one really traded much. Yeah. No one traded. That's definitely something I can anticipate it also.
All right, cool. One off, but I don't know. I don't know what we're doing today. That was it felt like a decision point down there at 885. So I was like, all right, well, if I don't press the button, I can't look myself in the mirror later. So
yeah, I mean those are probably the best kind of trades though, the ones where you're like, oh, I have to take it. Literally I have to take it because all the lines were aligning for you, or all the stars aligning.
Yep.
All the dots were lining up.
I also usually hate those trades immediately as soon as I'm in. This sucks. I hate it in here. Did you have a cool weekend? You were going to some rad wedding or something, right?
Yeah, it was super fun. Really good. Yeah, amazing. It was like a black tie wedding. It
Ooh.
Great food. I think that's the number one thing. You got to make sure you have good food at your wedding.
Yes.
And they had a ton of food. There was like 9 different options for your entree.
Whoa.
So that was,
Okay.
I'm like used to, 3. It's like chicken, fish, steak. No, it was like short ribs, chicken, bronzino fish. What was it? Vegan short ribs. A million different options. Like
That's awesome.
like the pasta option. I don't remember. I had the short rib. That was like the first thing on the menu. So I don't remember the rest too much. Honestly, that's okay. That's only 9 things on the menu. But I like to, if I'm at a restaurant and there's a million things on the menu, I hate it. I hate it. I hate diners. Get me out of there.
Oh,
Like, I
yeah.
will just go to like the first thing that looks good and say I'm gonna get that. Like the first thing that appeals to me, because I cannot be just reading this whole menu because
So
it's literally decision fatigue.
You roll up into a Greek diner and it's that 5-pager. It's like
That's my nightmare.
This is
Like,
every food that's ever been invented.
no, they have like Greek food. They have like, they have tacos at diners. They have everything imaginable. They have like matzo ball soup. I'm like, I'm not going to be reading the soup selection.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you get to golf?
Yeah, it was good. Although my calves are on fire from like dancing and golfing, and after this at 2 p.m. I have a personal training session. I'm like, please no legs today. My legs, I can barely walk today.
You can always skip leg day. That's okay. Despite what the memes say, skip it. Just skip leg day. Nobody needs it.
Makes sense. I don't know. It's controversial take, Stowe.
I know. I've got a lot of hot takes these days, Tanya.
All right, sick. Well, good luck on your longs. I mean, honestly, it might work out for you because we just swept the 4-hour low and had an inversion. It might work. Yeah, that like doesn't look too bad.
Not bad. There's some this seller is pretty serious. I don't know.
True.
There's a lot of weird business going on. Lots of like big 100-lot orders down here. That never bodes well for where my stop is. But once we figure out what this player wants to do, then maybe we can have a better idea. I don't like that we're down here now. We couldn't get back above the overnight low. This selling is being rewarded. I don't know. We'll see.
That's the start of the week. We'll end up seeing if it's decent or not. Yeah. All right. Well,
thanks, Tanya. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good luck and good trading, everybody. Ciao.
Good morning, chat. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Roz, if you're short, that might not be a bad idea. I'm going to have to flip below this. So. I need to get my. I really don't like being long down here. This is we are approaching a rule violation down here. If this view up band keeps tilting down like that, but the bid's super happy. I had a very good morning, so not trying to mess it up. Let's look at ES. That's kind of been doing its thing. So ES closed its gap. It's also stuck behind below its overnight low, though. Ugh. Looking heavy. Maybe ES needs a little bit lower. I'm buying the heck out of 88s. Yeah. We'll stay in it. We'll tighten that up a little bit. Make it a 10-point stop, and we'll stay. Yeah, pretty much my whole morning was just buying this 920 and then selling these pops. Scratched out a bunch, but I've got a couple 100 points already, so not trying to get too crazy with looking for more today. Coming off of the holiday weekend, it's always good to for me, not to get too excited. I didn't feel too excited today coming in, so that was good. I was worried I was going to be too stoked to trade. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Reguze, I am long. Just one lot down here at 890. I'm trying to look at my. I mean, this is kind of where we broke out from too on the higher time frame. Let's see if I can pull it up for you. There we go. All right. So if you look, we're coming back down into this, into these spikes. That's where we're bouncing. It's this previous consolidation here before the this might be the bottom of that unemployment spike down there too. I don't know, but a little bit of a decision point down here. You can tell that the bid is around thinking, but on the day it's not looking great. So we got to keep that context in mind. If we can't get out from under this overnight low, not feeling great about it. What's up, Firmament? Good morning. Did you guys have a good holiday weekend? I hope so. Hope everybody did cool 4th of July stuff. If you celebrate, I don't know if you have to be from America to celebrate that. You probably have to be in America to get the day off, but you could probably celebrate if you wanted to. This dude so we moved to a new place last year after the 4th of July, but somebody in our plan does like the most insane DIY fireworks display I've ever seen a normal person execute. I'm still shocked at the level of like production quality that this thing had. So we just pretty much walked out of our front door and were surrounded by fireworks. It was so cool. So we had an awesome time. We had an awesome weekend. And my kid decided that she's not afraid of fireworks anymore. She doesn't have to wear headphones. So she's really growing up. So that was fun. Oh, Small Town USA was great. I always enjoy that, Larry, for sure. But I was stunned at how good our actual like our neighborhood 4th of July was. It was awesome. All right, let me get up. Baycal asks, "Do I stream?" Yeah, I stream right now. This is where I stream. I'm actually going to be here all week. Let's see, Monday through Thursday. I'll be at 11 to noon, which is our time frame we're chilling in now, and then so that's 4 days, and then Tuesday and Thursday I'll also be on in the afternoon with my OFL dudes trading the close. So I don't know if I could handle streaming anywhere else on top of that. It's a lot. Good job, Cosmic. Caught a short scalp. That's great, bud. Good work. Donovan, I don't look at fair value gaps. That's more of a, that's a different strategy that I use. I'm long based on some order flow stuff. Just to answer that. Friend Tintin, what is up? Everybody's in a good mood for Monday. Yeah, I use NXXH8S. Sorry. Nix. I don't know. some of you that ask questions should use better usernames, at least pronounceable ones. But yeah, I look at pulling and stacking a lot for NQ for sure. Hans, what is the setting for the star that is showing at the low? On Delta Map? I can get into my. I'll share my Delta Map settings. Actually, I'll do that. I'll do this. Are you in, Hans? Are you in the OFL Discord? I assume. You can just ping me. I'll show you my NinjaTrader settings after I'm done with my stream. I'm pretty sure I'm using the default settings too. So if I'm not, it will come as a surprise to both of us. It's possible that you're using it on a different volume. Maybe that might change it. But we can figure it out. Just hit me up. Morning, Trader Nautilus. Good morning. Man, we are spending all the time in the world down here. Holy smokes. Somebody is getting filled. Capital F. All right, we're going to break this thing or what? We're going to get out of this mess. Let's see, I got one on. I want to add. Yeah, I'm going to put one on. There we go. All right, added 912. Oh. So, can we get this top? Can we get through these lows, this previous support, and get back into value? That's the question. Or do we just get dunked on right here at 910? Watching this. So much volume at this 900 spot. I got to put this limit up there. There's lots of bid. I mean, it's quite excited. Pretty thick book today too. A little more. This little LVN right here is doing a lot of heavy lifting. It's 916. Higher high than this would be encouraging. This is the little LVN that could right here. This is the most effective LVN there's ever been. What's up, Driver Trades? Good morning. Good morning, homie. Ooh. ES is making new lows while this is all going down. That's odd. You guys got to yell at me when there's divergence like that. Ooh, and then this 910 guy again with 120 lots. Let's see. Let's see if he gets filled. 910. So watch this area right here on the delta volume profile. We'll see him come in. Oh, wow. Really stacking up there. 930. It's got 130 lots there now. Looks like he just marketed in. Let's see if that bodes well for us. Sometimes when those sweeps down get absorbed like that, it's a good sign to hold on to that long. We have a good position, so I like this spot. I mean, this doesn't need to be all the way down there. All right, and now another 120 lots at 905. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. It's just being annoying. Just volume city down here. Somebody's doing something. Just got to hold on. Not loving it. Yes, almost to its previous day close. I'm enjoying this divergence for now. So much volume up here. We just have to wait. Tara says, "Hey Stowe, I'm doing testing on the pulse indicator. I was wondering if any of you use it and if it's helpful." I do not use it. What is that? What's the pulse indicator? Maybe you can tell me. What's the idea behind the pulse indicator? Is that a NinjaTrader order flow indicator? Good grief. This is a busy price. My word. Miss LVN did a lot of work this 916. I'm impressed. All right, 10 minutes till the turn. I was trying to see if I can read this. It looks like a lot of resting bid. And the offer keeps getting refreshed. It's like they're trying to put the point of control down here. Stuck in this lower band. I'm just trying to narrate the other side of my position, what they would be trying to do here. It's always a good idea to keep your counterparty's point of view in mind. So heavy. But it's not getting anywhere. There you go. There's some life. All right, bid. Show me what you got. Get out of this. Get out of this low. We don't want to be down here. It's Monday. We want to be up. Want to be up there at 9:30. Okay, there's this absorption here. All right, so what we're watching down here is, so you know the game, right? If anybody watches me, it's red team, blue team. This is a red team down here. This was a ton of selling. That's a lot. 532, 175. If you come down here, it's quite a bit of selling at 233. Less. Let's see. You gonna keep pushing through this? Oh, it's so wishy-washy. It's driving me crazy. Just get up there. Just take it out. Oh, God. They're going to make me take 1 for 10. I really don't want to take a partial up here. Brutal. So, yeah, red team, blue team. We're on team red team right now because we came down here. The previous month close was right here. We tested a lot of lower spots. I showed the higher time frame chart. So that's why we're trying to grab this long down here. And what we're looking for is bid delta to stack up and be support. So all of this bid delta here in the 900s, 910s, showing up and being support, this is good for us. So now we're watching for blue team to lose on the way back up. So we need this buying to be rewarded so we can get back up here, back into value. And there's really not much on the way down. So all we need to do is just get out of this. And we should have a clear path back to the point of control. Bid seems to keep refreshing here, but it might take a while. There's just a lot of orders on the book today. So yeah, that's what this trade's up to. Omid, I've got 3 sell orders. You sure? Oh, yeah, I do. So this is a good point. So this is a manual one, right? So I put this in myself, and when you just put in one lot here in front of the other two, when we get to this one, it's going to subtract 1. And that's part of the cool part of the way these OCO orders work. So like when I added a second one here, and so it automatically tacks that on to the limit order that already exists. So that's why I need to make a manual one here. So it'll take it off before the runner target, if that makes any sense. Ideally, we can hit this target, and then you can see how it would work. No pressure, market. I'm trying to demonstrate something. Please. JS, unfortunately, no, I can't make any phone calls to ES. I've tried. They don't answer. They send me straight to voicemail. I've tried to call NQ. I've tried to call CL. I've tried to call all of the indices, actually. And they're not stoked to hear from me. Frank asks, is order flow similar to Bookmap? Bookmap uses, Bookmap is a visual representation of the depth of market. They turn that into bubbles and lines and all kinds of stuff like that. So it's another way to look at the depth of market and to see orders, I guess. I haven't used it in a long time, but I guess maybe. There are many ways to visualize order flow. Many. You can have tools that color your candles in a specific way. You can literally look at it on a delta volume profile. You can look at it on a time and sales if you want to see the actual orders coming in and going out. There are many ways to visualize order flow. We're about to tap the 76.4 fib level. I don't use fibs, but I'm not sure that is a fib level. Is that a fib? How many fibs are there? Never heard of 76.4. What's the 61.8? Isn't that the primary one? Isn't that like the super fib? Holy moly. This is a lot of dudes on the offer at 920. This is crazy. Okay, there's the close. There's the London close. Let's see what we get now. Yep, bid stacking back up. Yep, still okay. Still like it. Oh, cool. Yeah, Hans. Yeah, just hit me up, dude. I'll share my I'll just take a screenshot later. Just you can message me directly from that Discord. And I'll help you out. Video Starcade. Well, today is not my day. 2 scratches and a loss. Let my bias get me. It's okay, bud. That happens. It happens to everybody. No one is immune from the bias monster. Nice. Woo. There you go. Okay. Who asked me about that? Omid? All right. So you see how that manual, the manual limit order got filled, and then it subtracted once. And now my position matches my brackets. And this also moved. So now instead of an average of two fills, now it just takes me to my last fill. So that's why, that's kind of why I like to treat an ad as a new trade, because ultimately, once you get down to just one again, you're going to be working with that trade as an average. So MLT, the Delta volume profile is a order flow labs tool, and that comes with the suite of tools you can buy from them. Oh, nice, Larry. What kind of hollow body? What are you talking about? A Gibson? A Telly? My chat's being weird. Hey, morning, Leo. Oh, whoa. Okay. Yeah, my chat just refreshed and went way lower. I was answering questions from like 20 minutes ago. That's funny. Oh, sick. Nice, Larry. I've never played a hollow body like consistently, but I've used them to record a lot. I've never used them live. I need like any sort of like thick body, like where my arm would rub, has always been a pain for me. That's why I can't play a Telecaster. That's why the SG has always been perfect, because it's got like a bevel to it there. Yeah, Omni, sorry. Good morning, Omni. Consistent, my TP is like up by the weekly open, up there at the OR high. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning. 88.6 fib. Okay, I guess there's a lot of fibs. Fair enough. I thought the main one was 61.8. All right, I'm learning a lot about fibs. Thank you, everybody. Okay, 61.8 to 76.4 is okay. So that's like a fib zone. Okay. Tracy, weren't you supposed to be on vacation? What are you doing in this chat? Aren't you supposed to be chilling? Shouldn't you be on a beach or something? In fibception. The fib within a fib. Hey, Stowe, you mind sharing your trading story and what made you start? See, Jim knows. Tracy, you got to close this chat. It's martini o'clock. Vacation, that could be any time. Also known as Gin 30. I don't know. We'll go. Jim's got a lot of words for it, so. Yeah, I could, Jose, I could share my trading story, I guess. What made me start trading? I accidentally made a lot of money on GameStop, honestly. If you want to really know, that's what made me want to start trading. I had no knowledge of the market in any way a billion years ago, and I got a weird bonus from my job that I wasn't expecting, and I was like, you know what, I should buy. I'm getting old. I should buy something from, the market, as they say. I should invest, and I wanted to invest in weed stocks, so I bought a bunch of I forget what it was. It doesn't exist anymore because they all merged. I think Stillwater Brewing Company bought one of them. I think the ticker was Tilray, TLRY. I don't remember. But I'm a weird obsessive. Yeah, that's it. Tilray. Thank you, BG. Yeah, very glad I'm dating myself with all these old expired weed tickers. I've been around back before all the weed tickers merged. No, Chubby Panda, I'm not done with my story. So I had I wanted to figure out like how any of this worked. So I just started researching it, and I found Wall Street Bets, and I was like, whoa, this is weird. It just became this whole other world that I never knew about. And I like to do that all the time. Like, I'm currently kind of doing it with baseball cards as I try to research these Fed cards and how to make them look cool. I've dug myself deep into a baseball card rabbit hole. It's just part of my personality. I'll get down these side quests. So I found Wall Street Bets, and I found all the Roaring Kitty stuff. And, this is before anybody knew who he was. And this is when GameStop was like $3. And I just got really lucky. I bought a call. I didn't know what it was, and it went from like $500 to $15,000 in 2 days. And I didn't know what to do, so I just sold it. And then that's what got me looking at markets. And I messed around with options and all kinds of dumb stuff, like trading the wheel, poor man's covered call, like pretty much any YouTube dumb thing you can do. I did all of those for a year. I made some money. Mostly I made like a huge headache for myself when it came to tax time. That sucked to have to break down like 9 billion short-term profit options trades. Yeah. And then I tried to figure out options more. But they became really, I don't know, an options directional bet is challenging because there's so many different parts of options that make them, work to get the price that they're worth. So, like time is priced into them, volatility is priced into them. It was too much for me. But then futures are more, I don't know. It's just an easier directional bet. Like, it's clearly defined. I could sit in this trade all day, like theta, delta, vega, charm. Nothing affects this. Vanna. There's no croissants in here. It's just me and price. And however long I want to wait, if it goes here, I win. If it goes here, I lose. So that's why I got into futures. And then also got into order flow because it's a much more, futures have a centralized exchange. We get to see all the info. Stocks are not like that. There's all kinds of transactions on all different exchanges, but I can actually see all the orders that go through. And then that interests me enough to get into futures trading. So yeah, right. And better taxes, all kinds of good reasons to choose futures. Yeah, the weed stock, Tracy. That was the first thing I ever bought ever. Was Tilray. And the other one too, I forget. I think it started with an A. I don't remember. Grandma. That's funny, Gary. So there you go. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. But I really love it. It's a great it's a great job. I'm excited to do it every day. There's really no beating that, Like how many people are excited for Monday, I am. And that's awesome. Just to be able to have that in your life is a huge, huge benefit. So many people wake up every day and don't want to go to work. Can you imagine? I get to sit in my own house. My cat's right here sleeping. I get to hang out with my cat all day. There's really no beating it. Pluto Platter, talk about taxes. First year trader, what to expect. Well, my friend, I am not a certified tax professional. I'm just a dummy on the internet. But there are many, many websites you can look at for what to expect. There's specifically an accounting firm that has a lot of free resources about that. I think it's called like something green. I think green is in the title, but just Google it and you'll find, tax professionals and people qualified to give you that advice that are not just dummies on the internet. Oh, yeah. Sundial, Jose. Yep. That was like the penny stock. Sure. No problem, Jose. Axel Rose, it's 9. 9 ticks. No problem. Well, we got to VWAP. That was a fun journey. Let's see. We're watching this now down here. This 910 spot that was a mega pain. It was a pretty clumsy ad, but the bid really stepped in there. Yeah, just a bunch of two-way down here, though. Lewis, it's that's Delta Map, and Delta Map's doing a lot of things. It's pretty much doing everything you see on the chart. It's doing these absorption bubbles. It's doing the stars, which are delta flips. It's also the thing that's coloring these. Oh, good Lord. Rude. Let's see if they're gonna if they got any follow through on that sell. Mm. The previous day closed now. Getting a little heavy. How many times are we going to get back to this 900 spot is the question. What are you doing? What are you doing, bid? Nothing? Hmm. So that could have been a nice liquidation break. Obviously, we came down and got these stops. That probably fueled that. Good bounce there again. Yeah, if this is turning into a bounce day, which it seems to be doing so far, I just need this overnight low to hold. At 11:50, I got 10 minutes left till noon. Yeah, I still like it. That's the thing. Like, I don't know. This is a good example of how, you know, sometimes I got to take these stops, and it's just a matter of being willing to get back in if it's still there. Because you're not always going to have your stop in the perfect place. So you got to keep your stop. I keep my stop based on where risk is. You know, risk needs to be 15 points. That's it. Good Lord. These dudes are really partying now. So much volume here. Hmm. No, I watch ES2 for sure. I watch them both. I have the same chart for both of them. Always have. I also have the Dow up. I don't trade it, so I don't have all the same stuff on there. But I mean, I do trade it sometimes, but rarely. If there's a Dow trade to take, you just slap ES. It's fine. Same thing. And ES is going to have better reward per point move. Also, the Dow is quite thin in the middle bit. Nah, Dan, I don't look at bonds at all. Gold slicing right through this LVN to prior day low. Yeah, that's the thing with gold. I'm glad somebody else is watching gold. Yeah, Joe, I think that was it. Yeah. Joe Carrizzo has mentioned the exact tax thing that I found by Googling that. So yes, lots of stuff to learn for yourself. Not from me, because I'm not a professional tax advisor, anything. I'm actually not a professional anything. So, but yeah. Damon on ES, I think I used 1500. Pretty sure. Actually, no, I used 3000. Did somebody explain what the pulse thing is and I missed it? Yes, it's going to fill this gap, huh? Zentro, yeah, sure. You can trade anything without looking at other stuff. You don't have to look at more than one market. I look at, I mean, everybody has a different opinion on this. Like Deli has shared that he looks at RTY, NQ, and ES. Those are his three markets. I don't look at RTY ever for any reason. I never look at it. I look at ES, YM, and NQ. I think that NQ and YM are different enough that if they're doing the same thing, that gives me trend clue, kind of. And then if NQ and YM are doing opposite things, ES is going to be, more range bound and choppy that day, because ES is kind of it's kind of like a middleman between NQ and YM. I've come up with many dumb analogies for this, like ES is YM and NQ's marriage counselor. Pulse is the new sentiment gauge based on order flow on the web app. Okay. Tara, I would be mindful of using that as a sentiment gauge, because there is, just a reminder, while we are watching order flow, there is no way to know the intention of these traders and what they're doing. Only they know that. We don't know that. So translating order flow into some sort of active sentiment, I don't think that is a good idea, because there's literally no way to know. Like there's some dude on 62.85 ES right now. He's got 303 lots. He just stacked there. Why is that guy selling 303 lots? Is he exiting a position? Is he entering a new position? There's no way to know. The only thing we can know is like what price does after it hits that spot. So I would just be careful. If you find edge from using that tool, please, by all means, make money however you can in this world. But just don't get hung up on it that it's sentiment, because you can't know that. No way to know that. We're going to get out of this position. This is going to be cool. Another trip to VWAP. All right. Here we are again, Mr. VWAP. Yeah, it's quite choppy. Jeremy, the stars and bubbles, they're all part of this indicator that I like to call the star and bubble indicator. I'm just kidding. This is part of Delta Map. So the bubbles are exhaustion. And what that means is either buying or selling kind of reached an exhaustive peak at that specific spot. So on balanced days, like today is kind of shaping up to be, we're getting there. I bet that baby fills in. When you see those bubbles at the bottom or at the top, that's kind of a good spot where sentiment might shift. That's where buyers ran out of steam, sellers ran out of steam. And then the stars, this shows where the delta of however many candles you've chosen for the look back period are. I think mine's set to 9. But so this is like 9 candles of sell. And then this is the first one where bid dominance became the dominant in that candle. So it's going to print that little star showing that the delta dominance of the candles have shifted as of that spot. And you can look at it like, on balanced days, they're very effective at the edges. On trend days, there are other ways to utilize them, but they're best in a mean reversion spot. See, we got back up to this European opening range and then just clunked it again. Like a brick. Hey, Con. Morning, homie. How was your weekend, Mr. Con? Oh, sure. No problem, Jeremy. Anytime. Please ask me questions. Oh, it's noon. Almost made the production staff stay here for another 9,000 years. So I'm gonna stay in this trade for now. And yeah, we're gonna cut for lunch. Please tune back in this afternoon at 2:30. Watch the Trading the Close with Orderflow Labs. My dudes will be back in town, hopefully with some sort of range to play. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hit me up on Twitter or whatever with those questions I didn't get to answer, and I can help you if I can. And then if not, I'll see you back here tomorrow. Thanks so much.